Hello all. I thought today would be a good night to go and do an updated video of my horror collection in my horror theater. Around the room we have original movie posters I've had framed from The Conjuring. We have 1980's The Shining original, Seed of Chucky, Insidious, and 1978's Dawn of the Dead. Now, I've collected a multitude of busts over the years, and personally, I'm much more of a life-size collector more than doing the maquettes or the 1/4, 1/3. Not as much my thing. I'd rather have the life-size pieces. So we'll start up here. I have a copy. It's one of my newer pieces of Art the Clown from Terrifier. It was done by Evan Para FX. He used glass eyes. Absolutely incredible. They look so real, like the thing is actually watching you. Next item down, I have Nightmare on Elm Street gloves, stainless steel interpretation done by Razor Gloves. Had it done about 6-7 years ago. It was quoted and signed by Robert Englund. Next item down is a replica chainsaw from Evil Dead 1, signed by Bruce Campbell on the side. On the inside of the blade, it has the rest of the cast's signatures. And at the bottom here, we have a mold-pulled Jason mask from Friday the 13th, Part 7. On the front, you can see it's signed by Kane Hodder. On the inside, we have the rest of the Jasons, including Ted White, Ari Lehman, etc. Next shelf, we have a full life-size bust of the burnt Thing from the films, or from John Carpenter's version of The Thing. This piece is huge. It's probably almost 2 feet long. The thing's massive. I'm also a big fan of collecting books and books in film, especially horror movies, so I do have a few different books. I had a copy of The Ninth Gate done by a company online, but he did the entire thing out of paper mache, and it didn't feel very sturdy, and I resold the item, but I'm in the process of getting a new one commissioned here out of lambskin leather. But I do have a copy of The Charmed Book of Shadows, signed by 2 of the original Charm sisters. Copy of Mr. Babadook, signed by Jennifer Kent, the original director. And then I had a copy of the Necronomicon, modeled after Evil Dead 1, made of dragon skin leather. It actually very much feels like real flesh. It's an awesome, awesome copy. Awesome, awesome book. Fully illustrated, probably about 150 pages. But my crown jewel of horror books is a copy of The Arcanum from 13 Ghosts. Now, to my knowledge, there is only the original copy, the screen-used copy. This is the only other copy out there. It's done by Brando Mac Studios, with help from the original creator on the film, helping to redevelop a lot of the images, stories, and the Latin that was put into each and every page of the book. Entire book is fully illustrated, also representing and showing all of the different stories from the ghosts. For example, it's probably one of my favorite pieces I own. The book it's heavy. It's probably about 10 pounds. Next piece we got, I have a copy of The Pillar of Souls. It's a miniature version, which I know I said I like life-size pieces, but the life-size copy would have been something like 12 feet tall. But I had it signed by Doug Bradley. And then I also have a Lament configuration. I'm hoping to have the rest of the Cenobites sign here sometime this year. I have a life-size bust of Pumpkinhead done by the artist Jonathan Fuller. He does some fantastic life-size, real-looking creatures. Actually has slobber dribbling down his chin here, but it's an amazing piece. Not to be overshadowed by my torso and up copy of The Grim Reaper from the animated scenes in the film Creepshow. This was done by an artist named Andrew Santagato. He's been talking with him for quite a while, but he does some absolutely amazing stuff. And you can see he actually did glass eyes for this as well. And you can even see all of the texture and lines in the carvings he did for the face. Did a great job. And even underneath the coat itself, you can actually see the rib cage. Like, he actually completely did the entire skeletal frame. Down here, it's a newer piece I got. We have the Chucky doll from Child's Play 2, done by Trick or Treat Studios. I know this was a Kickstarter event. I got in on the event early. He's holding the voodoo knife, and hopefully I'm going to have that switched out with a real knife sometime soon. In my closet, which I converted into kind of a Blu-ray holder, bust holder, whatever you want to call it, bar, I've got a life-size bust of the airport zombie from Dawn of the Dead, done by Greg Nicotera, signed by the original cast, as well as Tom Savini. I have, this is not a bust, this is a mask that I actually laid felt on the inside of to black out the eyes. It's pulled from the original molds from Halloween 2 with Jamie Lee Curtis. And then I also have a bust of Valak the Nun, but I cannot remember who the artist was to save my life, but he did an absolutely amazing job. I believe he's out of the UK. One other bust I have is my Tim Curry Pennywise the Clown on a custom-made mount, as well as real clothing that had to be custom-made to be put on the bust itself. Inside the bathroom area, we have original American Werewolf in London poster, as well as some comic artwork done by a comic artist known as Shelby Richardson. Specializes in a lot of horror imagery, and each one is signed by him directly. We have a signed framed image from August Underground's Penance. It's Fred Vogel, the original starring actor and director of the movie, as well as a signed piece by John Carpenter. There's a couple of little things in here, such as we have another Nightmare glove, as well as Daryl Dixon's necklace, and necklace from The Evil Dead, which is kind of a plus when I got my chainsaw. That's what Ash gave to his girlfriend. And then we also have a vial of fake blood. It's original screen used from Dawn of the Dead, 1978. It's a pretty cool little item. And I also have some other little trinkets just kind of scattered about, such as a bronze key from the film 1408 of the Dolphin. We have the Trick or Treat knife, Krampus bell. We have an Easter Unlimited Ghostface Scream mask before the Scream film came out, as well as a real Buck 120 knife. Now, I do have two other busts coming here, probably within the next few months. I should have a new life-size Pennywise the Clown coming from the new 2017 film, as well as a life-size bust, probably from the shoulders up, of the bent neck Letty from Haunting of Hill House. So, as soon as I get those new pieces, I will update you guys, but I hope you like what you see. Thank you so much.